Step Up for Students website. You might just write that down. Okay? I'll use that here in a minute, so I'm just going to set that there. Okay? Okay, so if you're still here, congratulations. We've made it to step 1 of starting your homeschool. So, step 1, contact the superintendent of your school district. Okay? Contact superintendent okay? Your district superintendent, okay? This contact can be by email or phone, or you can send a letter. Okay, but when you call, either way, email, obviously, who sends letters anymore? Okay, so we're gonna email the superintendent of your school district, and your email is going to be your letter of intent. Okay? It's going to be your letter of intent. It's supposed to say intent, okay? So when you contact the superintendent, you're going to write your letter of intent into the email, okay? Your letter of intent is telling the school district that you are now going to be homeschooling your child, and they will no longer be attending public school or any other school, that you'll be homeschooling your child, okay? And so, with this letter of intent, that just simply notifies them that your child did not drop off the face of the planet, and that they are actually accounted for, and they didn't just stop coming to school for some unknown reason, okay? So, that's letting them know that you are now taking over your child's education. That's what this means, okay? And in your letter of intent, you're just going to simply write, I, yada, 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 am writing this letter, of intent, right? To notify the district superintendent that I will be homeschooling my child such and such, right? At this address, which that's now going to be your home, that's going to now be your homeschool address, okay? That's going to be the address of your homeschool, okay? Because you, like I said, you need to set it up like a little school, because it is, okay? Letter of intent, writing this letter of intent to notify the district superintendent that I will be homeschooling my child such and such at this address, okay? Okay, you may include the child's birthday, or maybe not, maybe just if they ask for it. I'm not sure if you need the birthday. Okay? Maybe what grade level. Maybe add a little information just to make sure. Your birthday, maybe the grade level of the child. Okay? So, child's birth. Ooh, okay. Can you read that? Okay. So, it's going to be, I, such and such, am writing this letter of intent to notify the district superintendent that I will be homeschooling my child such and such at this address, child's birthday, and their grade level. Should be simple as that. If they need anything else, of course, leave a phone number. You're going to want to leave your phone number. So that they can contact you if they need to. Okay. I know this looks crazy sloppy, but that's about sums it up. Okay, so that's going to be your letter of intent. Okay, and that is going to, if they may email you back and ask for more information. So if they need more information, they'll get up with you. Keep an eye on your email, and they'll let you know if they need anything else. Some districts in Florida do require that you send with your letter of intent what plan of education or curriculum that you plan to use, which usually is just which online program you plan to use to get your child's curriculum from. Each school district in Florida has a designated home education office, which can provide specific forms and instructions for filing a notice of intent, and you can find a list of home education contacts on the Florida Department of Education website. There are several ways you can choose to homeschool. You can choose whether you want to homeschool under a homeschool statute, or homeschool under a private school, or an umbrella program, as it's called. You can homeschool with a private tutor, or a more practical way of doing it, or maybe not so practical and do it yourself, like me. The way that I do it is under a homeschool statute, which is where parents directly oversee their child's education, submitting the intent to homeschool to the county and maintaining the required records. There's minimal government oversight, and the parents have full control of the curriculum. There's homeschooling under a private school umbrella program. Parents enroll their child in a private school umbrella, which handles administrative tasks, record keeping, and sometimes offers guidance on the curriculum. The private school ensures compliance with state laws, and so that way you don't have to do that. I myself did not have a good experience with that, but to each their own. You can also homeschool with a private tutor, meaning basically the private tutor comes in and teaches your child as the teacher would, or as you would if you were doing it. Okay. The parents hire a certified private tutor to educate their child at home, so you could hire someone else to do it. Okay. So you file the notice of intent, and then you maintain the curriculum that your child does throughout the year. Now you want to keep a record of that through the homeschool curriculum that you choose. So the way that works is you choose what curriculum that you feel works best for your child, or try which one you're going to try, and you want to make sure you keep the records, the data from that website, whichever one you choose. There's a few different ones to choose from, and they each work. They each serve basically a different need for the way that each child learns differently. We use Time for Learning as our curriculum, and it works really good for Davey because he's a visual learner, and it works really good for keeping things simple for him to understand. And so that may be one you might want to check out. But there's like Elefango, there's Always Ice Cream, I think, is one. There's a few different ones that you can check out, and just choose which one you feel works best for you. I do recommend Time for Learning if you want to give that a try. Okay. So you do want to make sure that you're keeping records of all of your child's work that they do online. That way, when it comes time at the end of every year, at the end of the school year, when it comes time to send that in, then you have everything ready to just mail in what's needed, or I'm sorry, email it. You can just email it. You can just send an email copy. Okay. I have some examples here for you. Okay, so each year they will send a letter, something like this. Make sure that doesn't have. Okay, yeah. Okay, so each year they'll send you something like this that says that if your child is signed up for homeschool, that if your child is enrolled into a homeschool program, then you can bring them to their zone school to take these tests. But that it's not required. If you have registered a home education program through Leon County Schools, that's of course, okay, your child is not required to take state of district assessments. However, your child is eligible to take the following assessments in spring at his or her home zone school. So it's an option. Okay? Okay. Now, so the annual evaluation is the time when you send in, you email just what your child has been working on throughout the year. Now, it will not be everything your child has done throughout the year because, as I said before, you don't want everything they're learning to be online. So, there's going to be lots of things that they're going to be learning that you're not sending to the district, if that makes sense. Okay? So parents can choose between an educational evaluation at the end of the year, such as the standardized testing, as the example, as in the paper I just showed you, or a written evaluation by an instructor who is certified to evaluate educational progress. Okay? So the evaluation results should be kept on file and may need to be submitted to the district. Okay? Florida does not have a strict number of days for homeschooling. However, the law does state that homeschooling should provide instruction equivalent to what is offered in public schools. So that being said, most parents aim for the same 180 days of instruction that public schools require, but you're free to adjust that based on your family's needs. Okay, well that just about covers everything. Just to reiterate, we're going to do the letter of intent. Okay, we're going to do letter of intent to the superintendent of your school district. Okay, then you're going to do make space. Okay, you're going to make a little educational, you're going to make an educational space that is, that's going to foster learning and growth. Okay? You're going to get supplies. Okay? You're going to choose curriculum. Okay. You're going to choose curriculum. You're going to now your curriculum is going to be I'd say depending on which one you choose, some are more expensive than others, we pay about $30 a month for David's Time for Learning curriculum, okay? Yours is going to be more or less depending on which one you choose, okay? So it's going to be choose curriculum. Oh, that's not right. Choose curriculum. Does that say curriculum? It does. Okay. It's supposed to. Okay. So then we're going to send your gonna send in your work each year. Send yearly stats, I guess we'll call it. You're gonna send the yearly stats. Alright? Okay? And then optional, may or may not be optional for your state. You're going to do the standardized testing. Standardized testing, and that's going to be at the your zoned school, if you choose to do that. Okay, so let's see, we've got the letter of intent, we've got the make space, get supplies, choose curriculum, send yearly stats, standardized testing at your zone school. And yeah, it really can be that easy if you choose to just So there it is. We've gone over all the steps to starting your very own homeschool. Thank you so much for staying and watching. And hope you all have a very great rest of your day and a blessed life. Thanks for watching.